that I'm going to do this correctly, because we want to cut from corner to corner. We cut this in half. So I'm just going to, I lay it on top to make sure that I'm not going to cut it in the wrong direction. Right, so I know that I have to cut from here to here. Pull it off and get my knife. Now you can pre-cut these corner to corner before you actually put your layers on, but I find that if I assemble all of my layers and then cut them, it gives me a more uniform piece in the end, rather than trying to freehand them on top of each other. So this cut it with my ruler and a knife, and it's going to take a few passes before it'll cut all the way through. You don't, if you're using a knife, you don't want to rush this, because the knife will grab into the paper, and if you press too hard, it's going to yank the paper out from underneath your ruler, and you're going to screw up, and you're going to have to start this piece over again. So just take it nice and slow, just like light scoring. Make sure your knife is sharp so you get a nice clean cut. You just keep going until you can feel that it's come all the way through. Okay, so there's my two halves. I'm going to turn these over. I'm going to put pop dots on here and attach one to each half of the box top. Okay, more. Forgot what I was doing there. There we go. Okay, so this is the front of my box. I'm going to put these here on top like this. So I'm going to put that there just so I know that, because it's pretty easy to still get it wrong. There we go. And here, I'm going to open it up. Makes it a little easier because it should fit perfectly on all three sides. There we go. I'm going to press that on. So there's the first half. There we go. I'm going to put this on the other half. Drop that in. Make sure it's really stuck nicely there on both of them. Okay, there we go. And the final piece, or almost final piece, is putting this one on here. Now we want to be careful that we're not going to put pop dots on both halves of this because we want it to still be able to open. So I know that like around the center. I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to put one out here, one over here, and one that's just inside center, so that when I turn it over and fasten it, it's not going to get in the way of opening and closing your box. Okay, there we go. And turn it around facing me. Make sure that these are going to line up on the half of the box where I want it to go. And just kind of drop that in there in place there on top. It's not quite centered properly, so I'm going to try it again. There we go. I like that better. Alright, the one last thing to do. Remember when we put the base of the box together, that hinge didn't reach all the way over to the edge? To me, I don't like that. It seems like it's an unfinished side. So I've cut one last piece of 3x3. I've already pre-applied the tape, and we're going to lay that over on top just to polish it up and finish it off a little bit. Make it a little tidier. You know, a lot of people probably wouldn't notice, but I know it's there, and so it bothers me, and I need to fix it. I'm just gonna put that on here. I want to make sure I get it right, because with this tape I'm not going to have a second chance. There we go, and that finished it off, and it gives a nice clean look to the back of the box. And there's your box, all finished up. I hope you have enjoyed this project. You see how many different ways you can make these. And for any theme, any occasion, I think they're just awesome. So there you go. Feel free to share your finished project with me. I would love to see it. And I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for checking in.